Okay, here we are. It is our After9 segment. Lisa and Leah with you Thursday morning, and beautiful weather. We were talking about summer earlier this morning, Leah, on the air, and what people will miss most about summer. Will it be the food? Will it be not having to wear a lot of clothing? Will it be not barbecuing? You had a whole list of things you're going to miss. Obviously, your favorite season.
Oh, hand down. Love
You know,
it.
it's not mine. And if I was amazed at how many people texted in to say it wasn't their favorite either. Um, people didn't like the heat, and probably because we're asking the question off the back of a really hot week last week, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't understand it myself. I'm with you about Christmas. I want it to snow. I don't know, a couple weeks before Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, maybe into
We
New
were
Year, then done.
we were saying that as soon as September 1st hits, it's like, oh, summer's over, fall's here, and one of our texters even said, autumn starts as soon as they start advertising pumpkin spice everything, which is already the thing everywhere. Have you noticed?
Yep. And I've seen the funny memes that go along with it. Something's like, what was one I saw the other day? Something like, sit down, pumpkin spice drinks leave you constipated. I'm still drinking my margarita. I
Would
was
take a
like,
margarita over a pumpkin spice latte any day.
well, correct, exactly, right?
Yeah. And, why don't we drink margaritas in the winter? It's
We
just not.
do when we go down south to bring summer back,
Well, there you go. That's the case.
right? Yeah. Um, did you see there was a survey out? And pumpkin spice is the curse. Yeah, it's not my
It
thing.
is.
Um, have you seen a survey that was done about people that don't like to party poopers as they're called? Have you seen? There's a study out that said people who are don't think you should do, like, why do you want to do that? Well, it's going to be fun. I'll pass. They say those people are more likely to be depressed and stressed out in general. And I look at that and I was like, well, that makes me, I don't know if they thought they were depressed, but maybe stressed out. But I know one thing, anytime I would hang out with people and there's people that never have a blowout, I'm always concerned because I feel like eventually it's going to be like Mount Etna or Vesuvius or any other volcano. She's gonna blow sooner
It's
or
like
later.
if everybody seems to be hunky dory all the time without any criticism of anything, you're right. There's something not right there. Have you seen Ted Lasso, that series that is on, I believe it's Apple TV right now?
Mm-mm.
Is it Jason Sudeikis who
Oh,
plays
yes, I love him.
Ted Lasso, and it's kind of a weird series, but essentially it's a Southern football coach from the U.S. that is brought over to the U.K. to coach a professional soccer team. He knows nothing about the game of soccer, so it's kind of funny, or football as they call it over there. It's kind of funny to see, but he is a guy who is just always in a chipper mood, always got his little sayings, trying to pump everybody up, never cross word, but then he has a meltdown. So it's almost like this facade that he's been putting on for all this time. It's like too good to be true. And and he's, like you say, bottling everything up inside, and then kaboom.
Oh yeah, I have to let everything go as much as possible.
Well, now, there's sometimes you can go a little too far. Everybody's got to find the right balance, the right.
I always tell people that I have a quota of I have a quota of swear words, and I'm sure you know the one that's just out there. It's so great that I have to use every day. Like, there's a quota, and
Yeah.
that helps keep my stress low. But you're talking about even just that. So I'm talking about having a ripper. I'm talking about doing shots and dancing and singing and ah. When people don't do that, I'm like, so what do you do for a release? I mean, I guess there's a few other things, but if you don't, what do you do? People are like, I don't have a release valve? Come on.
Well, I think it all comes with socializing in general. No matter what you're doing when you're socializing, if you're not socializing, there's no real opportunity for that release, that laughter, that whatever it is to happen. And when you take a look at people with dementia or Alzheimer's, which is part of that whole thing, it's like what they say is so important for people, even the studies that have been done on people who live very long lives, like Mediterranean diet, all that kind of stuff. A lot of the key is socializing. It's having a network of friendships. It's communicating with people. It's having fun. It's conversations. It's laughter, and just interaction in general. And when you don't have that, they say that's what people with dementia should be doing more of, because it stimulates your brain. It's good for you to do. And
That's
not
why
everybody likes doing it.
that's why you should drink more if you're in a long-term care home. To throw in some stimulants. Have a big
No,
party.
I don't think that's good either, Leah. Dr. Hansen. Let's not. But I mean, let's come on. People can have a good time without drinking. We know that. You might have a better time if you do drink. But there are ways to, I mean, it's just socializing in general, having fun with your friends or with your family or whatever.
But there's still got to be a release valve. And we're laughing is key to everything.
Yes.
When I hang out with people and laugh my ass off, I'm like, okay, perfect day. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. You've got to. And, sometimes people can have that with their family. Okay, Anne, good for you. Yeah. Cannabis. Yeah. Sometimes people can have that with their family. Sometimes, it's a small group of friends that you have. I don't think you have to have a huge network in order to have fun. I think you can have a really small group of friends, but, to get out and enjoy yourself is
I
good.
mean, I'm looking for the release valve, man. If I see somebody and they're not hanging out, I'm going to be prone to push them in the belly button and say, is that it? Is that your valve? Have you released that? Just a little air.
Oh, let's all say it together, everyone. Poor Dave. Poor Dave. Always getting poked in the belly. Dave, you're not releasing.
No, never mind. I won't even say it. I think we're done for today, aren't we?
Oh, you're going to leave it there?
Yes, I think we should. Things get off the rails really quickly. But you know what we're doing tomorrow?
Oh, tell me.
Coffee Friday. Coffee Friday.
Got it. Yes. Okay. How do we make it?
It's coffee. Friday.
Coffee wink Fridays.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You know what I mean? It's a little Monty Python.
Coffee, I'll drink to that Fridays.
Have a sip to that.
All right. I
Okay.
get where you're going, I think. I
Yeah.
follow you.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
We'll get around these dumb corporate rules. What are they
Coffee
gonna
wink
do, fire
Friday.
me?
Yes, Jason. Oh, poor Dave.
Oh, God. Hey, stop it, Carol Ann. Poor Dave.
I love it. I love it.
They're all
And
right. The kids are all
and
right.
and for Anne, who's always concerned about Lulu, yes, she's doing very well. Touched base with Mike yesterday and even this morning, and
Yeah.
Lulu's recovering nicely.
Oh, yes, yeah, he did. He sent pictures. She's such a little doll. She's just a cute little thing. Yeah, she'll be fine. I'm sure it's like anything, right? I mean, you have surgery and she's tiny. I don't even know how they do it on tiny little dogs. Like, thank God for vets and doctors and people who can look after other people and fix broken bones and everything else. I mean, on dogs or cats or people, whatever the case may be.
Before we go,
Yep.
can I just talk about the murder that occurred in my backyard yesterday? I want to let everybody know that I think I attract problem animals in my backyard. And I guess that's the thing that comes with having mature trees. Although I haven't heard you talk about problem animals or things you have to rescue or whatever. But
No slaughtering
yesterday,
at my house.
what's that?
No slaughtering at my house.
So there
Nope.
was a murder in my backyard yesterday. And I'm sitting at my dining room table and I hear this squeal and it went on for a while. So I'm like, what is that? So I went outside and I saw these two squirrels kind of like tumbling around and thought they were playing. And then it looked like, oh, one was hurting the other one. So I went over and I'm clapping my hands and I'm trying to get them to break it up. And it turns out that it was a adult squirrel and a teeny tiny baby squirrel. And so then I backed up because I thought, oh, it must have fallen out of the tree. And that's the mom squirrel coming down to try and it had it in its mouth. So I'm like, it's the mom squirrel trying to get the baby squirrel back up the tree again. So I should back up and lay off is what I was thinking. So I retreated. And then I Googled, do squirrels kill their young?
And
Sure enough, they do. And what it is it's a male squirrel killing another male squirrel's offspring. And then that sets them up to be the next mate for that female squirrel to give her more babies because she's lost one. Crazy.
whacked.
Infanticide is what they called it.
Squirrel infanticide.
Who knew that this happens?
Well,
I was like, oh my God.
New. You learn something new on this show.
Oh, yeah. And unfortunately, it's all happening in my backyard.
We're not just shits and giggles. We're trying to teach people important news.
This is crazy. This is what's happening in my life. So then I'm like, oh my God. And Craig came back from a walk. I'm like, you missed the murder. There's been a murder. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, there was a killing back here. And
slaughter.
Yes. And
baby squirrel.
I'm like, the squirrel. And then it came. And I thought it was the mom, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And then I tried. And he's like, well, okay, well, we'll just leave it. Mike the cat will come along at some point and move it along or something. So I have not been brave enough to go and have a look.
Mike will put it on your back deck by the door. So say, look what I brought you. I didn't
Most
kill
likely.
it, but I want you to think I did.
Most likely. Anyway, nature is weird. The animal world is weird. Strange how you discover and learn more things about that kind of stuff. But
well, again, and I don't know why it makes me think of it, but there's a great sound drop all the time. And again, it's Monty Python. I can't remember the skit, but it's, isn't nature wonderful? Yeah.
Do that again. Isn't nature wonderful? Yeah.
I'll have to look it up now. It's
I'm going to have that in my head all day. I'm going to go scream that in my backyard right now.
Well, you got to Google it first. Like go to Monty Python YouTube or something. And I mean, I would show you, like, it takes too long to probably try to find it by now, but
yes.
It is very funny. And I don't know why it comes to mind, but anytime there's nature stories, that's the first thing that pops into my mind.
Isn't nature wonderful? Nature is weird. Yeah. Okay, let's call it a day. Tomorrow we'll have Coffee Fridays and a lot of fun as we wrap up the week into a beautiful long weekend. Can't wait.
Yeah.
You're looking it up, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Let's see if it's here.
Okay.
I'm trying. Oh, of course. Hate the commercials. Hang on.
We'll wait. What else are we doing?
I love animals. That's why I like to kill them.
We can hear.
unrelenting world of nature's creatures, where only the fittest survive. Today, they are off to hunt mosquitoes.
Mosquito's a clever little bastard. You can track him for days and days until you really get to know him like a friend. He knows you're there, and you know he's there. It's a
Is it
game
coming up?
You hate him, then you respect him, then you kill him.
It's the mosquito they're after. Now, more than ever, they must rely on their skills.
This is riveting.
Right?
Leah,
Yes.
when is it coming? We just need the one line.
I know.
We don't need the whole 10-minute skit.
God. Oh, there's a bloodbath. Wait. Oh, geez. Blood, death.
Leah, we don't have to see it.
Yes, you do.
We just need the one line.
They're in a tank.
Okay, why don't we sit here and watch you?
Oh, it's not even there.
Oh my God, I could have predicted that. You don't say. Okay, get it for Coffee Fridays tomorrow, and we'll start with that tomorrow.
My phone.
What is it?
Oh my God. It's the killer rabbit. Have you seen this one?
Okay, Leah.
My
No.
God, it's so funny.
We're going to call it quits. See ya. Have fun.